something is, this message is, or I'm buffering too much. On. Don't. Okay, I think it's working now. And okay, let's try something else. Now is this working? This should be working, possibly, kinda, maybe. Okay, this seems to be working. Okay, for some reason from the webcam it did not work. It worked earlier today, but it did not work now. So welcome to the live stream. I'm sorry for any of that issues that we had. So what we're going over here is the latest in the series of videos, and I'm testing out this the start of a program in C to do the functionality of FFMPEG. As you can see here, I'm still using FFMPEG as the encoder. I have not gotten that far, but I am using C to run the program as the transmitter, I guess. So we have some files here. The two that we're running right now are this RTMP-H and this test main. So the test main is going to be basically the holder file as I start adding in all these other items like getting the IO stream, having the GUI. Well, the key files is because I'm hard coding the stream key. That's going to be changed. And here's the make file. And I will show you some of the issues that I've just found out with that make file. So let's go ahead and view that. Will that hold? Nope, the whole thing doesn't show on screen. So okay, so relatively simple make file. We have the variables up here. I'm using GCC. I have a bin directory. I have an object directory that we're not using right now. These are the compiler flags. These are the debugger flags, which I'll get to that in a minute. And these are the linker flags that right now we're using the math library and the RTMP library. So this is all stuff that's commented out for now. So in the RTMP, we have that testmain.c and the RTMP.h. And this first one is creates an RTMP file or executable, and this one creates an RTMP-no debug executable. But if you notice, I have the debug flags. I need to reverse these. So we'll go ahead and do that. I'm not going to remake it because I'm running this program right now. And I still need, no, not debed. No debug. Okay. So after the stream, I'll do a quick test. The reason that I had the no debug option was that I was getting a segment fault that I was being told or searching through probably Stack Overflow. I can't remember exactly where I found it. it mentioned that with RTMP library, it was when I crashed. I don't know when I crashed. Did it catch? Did it catch? Did it catch? Maybe. Come on. Catch. I have no concurrent viewers. Am I back on? Okay, I'm back on. So this crashed while I was speaking and I don't know when. So that's one of the things I need to fix with this because I need to keep that viewing. So technically I could have just recompiled, but that's neither here nor there. So at about 185 blocks, I crash, which I'm going to hit in a moment. Well, I'm at 100. So let me show you that while that's going. So I'm running this RTMP. I don't know why this is crashing so much now. Am I taking up too much resources? No, I shouldn't be taking up too much resources. Okay, so this is the file. It's taking in this buff size buff. I'm probably going to change that. That's just way too. This is a 4K. Actually, no, this is like a 400K buffer. Okay, that could be part of what's causing this issue is this buffer. It's putting in the stream key and the URL, and it's sending everything to this temp pipe file through this send RTMP stream to buff and file descriptor. So we'll close this. No, we don't want to make changes. I started hitting buttons, and let's take a look at that RTMP out. That's going to be the key thing. So right now I'm defining that buff size as 400K because I'm using that buff size in multiple places, which I shouldn't be. Okay, so it starts off with this initializes the library into this RTMP data type, the struct. It initializes it. And it initializes it to this setup URL. And then it enables the write, which was an issue I was having earlier with enabling it. And then it connects to the stream And the documentation is a little off. I'm not sure what this 0 in here means. I have to really go through the documentation. So then I declare this buffer with the buff size, and this is just a temporary variable. The block number, I may keep it in the final, but this is just tracking, basically using it as a progress bar. And I'll show you that in exactly what I'm doing with that. So then I have this variable nRead, which is size, and we are setting that to use fread to go into the buffer from the FIFO pipe, and it's doing that with the buffer size of 400K. So each time through, it will write that buffer to RTMP, and the size is nRead, how many bytes nRead read. And then it will write down which block number it was printing to the RTMP feed. And I don't know if this is causing part of the issue. Is right now I have it doing a carriage return, but not a new line. So it's not just printing block 1, block 2, block 3, block 4, block 5, block 6. It's actually keeping it on the same line, which may or may not be a good idea. And this F flush, I don't know what that's taking care of. And then I'm putting a new line. So the issue with this nRead is it basically will read until it gets nothing. And if it gets nothing or negative, then it ends. But I don't want it to end there. One, that is part of what's causing this to crash, is something's happening with the pipe, and something with FFMPEG here is not, it's just all of a sudden it's terminating. And so basically what I want to do with that carriage return is the same thing that's going on here, where you're just changing individual cells to show what is actually happening. And I'm just checking something real quick. Okay, everything seems to be still working. So I have the RTMP file running in an SSH shell on a different computer into this computer. And that's neither here nor there. So that just lets me monitor that on a different computer. So, okay, back over here. So I'm going to keep saying so. I'm going to possibly change that says, okay, block number and then how many bytes. And I'm not changing the file now because doing edits on a live stream just isn't a great idea. Yeah, I'm not even tabbing that over. I'm not going to fix anything. And just to let you know, when everything was buffering, which I don't know, I either have 1 or 2 viewers right now. I had up to 4 at one point. I don't know what happened to the rest of them, but let me see. No one left anything on chat, did they? Yeah, that's another thing I'm have to keep an eye on. So the first time I ran it, it ran 183 blocks and then crashed. And then 9 blocks and then crashed. Then 65 blocks and crashed. Then 4 blocks and crashed, 45 blocks and crashed, 19 blocks and crashed, 202, which was the highest to that point, and crashed, and 53 and crashed. Right now we're at 730 blocks. So that's going to give me an idea of how this is working. And the reason I had the buff size so high is I thought that was part of the issue with the segfault, which I will have to go back and check on. Yeah, not really sure what's going on with that. So we'll close out this. And this is the GUI interface. I'm using GDK. And I have a button set up for video selection, video selected, X11 selected, webcam, microscope, RCA, HDMI, which was some of the earlier ones. I don't have any of the overlays or anything like that. So then it just will run this write conf, or this is the write conf function, and it just returns selection right now. I don't have it writing the configuration file right now. This is where it's gonna, wherever that configuration file is gonna be, that's where it's gonna write to it. This is selected, and it checks to see okay, so it's recapturing after I'm losing it, and that time it lost it at 200 and yeah, I sort of lost how many packets I had at that point. Right now I'm at 53. Okay, I have 2 concurrent views, so 2 people are watching possibly. So I'm using the same. Maybe. Really don't. Okay, so I don't know where it cut out before, but I'm going to run the GUI. And you have an option for the video, which eventually when I hit select, it'll ask you which video, but it's just saying 7 is selected. Desktop, 1 is selected. And then end stream just terminates, and that's going to have the items to either kill FFMPEG if while we're going through this setting, or it's going to kill the thread, which for some reason the thread keeps killing on its own. So we're going to take a look at these scripts. So I have that video script, the webcam, and the X11 grab script. So let's take a look at the webcam script, which Eventually this script, I am going to find a way, or I know how. I have to add it as a argument where it can be any of the V4 Video for Linux devices. This is very similar to the other ones. Something that I'm still playing around with is using exec to get the process ID, so it can just kill that process ID. It's using the -RE, the real time. Still using the probe size of 10 megabytes or 10 megabits, whatever that is. Its format is V4L2. This is an option I had to add to try to fix the buffering with the FIFO pipe. Well, this is one of the items I had to do. So once I added this line in and added the audio line in, and well, these I've had before. I also added the -Y because without the -Y, when you run the script, it asks you, do you want to overwrite the file because it detects the FIFO pipe. So I just put -Y because I don't care if I overwrite the FIFO pipe. The FIFO pipe can't be overwritten. It just could be written to. So there's that. And then outputs to the FIFO pipe. And everything else is similar. So pretty much I can just copy the webcam to rca.sh and microscope.sh and just change the and hdmi.sh. So I can do that for the most part. I can get that done. I'm going to do that in the morning. So this leaves what else is left that needs to still be done. One, I need to fix this issue with, wrong directory. Fix this issue where it constantly crashes. It wasn't doing this earlier today, but excuse me, been a long day. I was only doing it for about 5 minutes at a time. So I think the issue is going to be on this end with all of a sudden FFMPEG just crashing, and it may have something to do with this AV options that I need to play around with. So I need to set the output probably to something else. So that's, again, I'm trying to get away from these FFmpeg scripts, but I still need to get them working so I can test all the other functionality. So inside the, and once I'm not tired, and what I need to do is figure out how to get the pipe not to break. And honestly, I don't know if it's on this side or if there's an issue with the pipe itself, if it's this F flush that I'm sending is causing an issue. But I'm probably going to take this while loop and I don't know if I want to double nest the while loops. So, so I don't know what to do. So I don't know if I want to add a, instead of putting this break here, adding a second if statement, which may be the better option, to add something like if whatever criteria it would mean that the file is not broken. So if no, that's until the error. So it has to be part of this while loop. So this is, so I'm going to have to add a second condition. So don't know where to put that though. And I don't want to put another file read where it's checking. So I may, the way I may need to fix this is inside test main.c, I may have to throw another thread in there. In that thread, it's going to run the GUI. I need to find a way. I need to find a way. I need to find a way to get it to send an alarm every time that it fails. So I could set it to beep or put a pop-up message or something. So anyone that's watching right now is pretty good. I'm actually amazed that there's people watching still. But anyone watching on the replay is probably going to be completely baffled by the stops and starts I do. So I don't know where I left off. So I'm going to set the GUI as a different thread and change, hopefully in a thread safe way, change a variable. But if the GUI is only writing to the variable and the send RTMP function is only reading it from it, that might be okay. So that might work. There's a couple things I want to test with this. So if I can get the GUI to work and update the configuration files, I may end up still using that loop.sh file. And basically doing this is, actually no, is this, okay, yeah, so the select.sh. Let me look at select.sh. Okay, so it will run this select.sh file based off of how that runs. Maybe. I may still have to use the loop. I'll still have to use the loop until... So I'm still going to keep narrowing it down and figure out what's going on. So this has been going on for about 40 minutes or so. This is actually going a little better than, well, it keeps crashing, but it's relatively successful. So I did use a tool called Pipe Viewer to test the FIFO pipe, and that video will be coming out in a couple days. It's mostly edited, it's recorded, mostly edited. I still need to finish some stuff out, so I hope to have that video out by Thursday? Maybe. Okay, so this has sent about 8,000 frames, which is about 500 blocks, and sending it consistently at 30 frames per second, which I'm actually impressed with. So my plan is to do something. Yeah, like I said, it's been a long day. I want to do some more tests. Basically want to do longevity testing on this to try to get this working. Okay, so let me go back. I still need to make a GitHub for this. Again, not doing that right now. So I have this media. So I added this media directory, which I'm going to put the overlays, any break videos, countdown videos, everything's going to be going into there. So the bin directory, that's where all the executables are going. The media directory, where any overlay, like I said, any overlays, break videos, anything else that the program needs, like that gets displayed. Eventually I'm going to use the object directory, but that's not being done right now. The scripts you saw, here is the select.conf. And I'm going to leave it there for now. Mainly because I don't know where else to put it. I may also make a conf directory. And LH. And there's that 68 megabyte file, this temp23213, which I'm going to remove that. That file was, I believe I was using that in that video that is going to come out, is I was testing sending the items from the FIFO pipe to, because if you run the PV file, it just displays it on screen, which I didn't know at the time. And I was sending it post to /devnull and to that file, trying to see if there was a difference with sending the file there while checking the script. And again, go ahead and subscribe and you can take a look at that. And yeah, eventually I'll add the overlay scripts onto here and all that, and we'll try to get this to work relatively seamless and keep going. Okay, so I'm about 1,000 blocks, so that's about 400K. So yeah, so yep, just past 1024 blocks. So that is 400 megs. That's constantly being rewritten. And I really wish I knew if that was the case, if that buffer was the issue, or if the fact that this is that FFMPEG is crashing because it doesn't know what the temp pipe is. Let's see. -H. How do I list formats? -H, pipe less, dash formats. Okay, too easy. And again, pipe less. So none of these seem appropriate. Lego Racer ALP, whatever that is. ALSA. Again, I need to figure out how to do the audio correctly. Monkey audio, maybe try that. Are these? Yeah, these aren't even real. Well, let's see. Is there anything for FIFO? Yes. So there's a FIFO, and that's only for encoding, not decoding. So I can take in a FIFO pipe, but I can't send out a FIFO pipe as a format. We've been using FLV, which is Flash Video, which I need to see. Flash is deprecated, but apparently Flash Video isn't. And let's see, any other formats? Piped gem sequence, don't know what that is. Piped GIF sequence. And then there's H264, which I can't remember if I'm using anywhere. I should really check each of these formats. Pipe J2K sequence, don't know what that is. Pipe JPEG. Okay, so we can pipe different individual formats. Oh, this is probably what I should be using. Maybe? No, that's decode. I have to check. Maybe that would be the proper format to use. And that seems to be it. So yeah, I don't know if I can use a pipe. The other item I can do is not put an output, not list an output. So if you don't, or if you list a believe if you just list a dash, it goes to standard out. But I don't know about the rest of the everything else, where that goes to. That will go to standard out, but everything like, I believe this is all standard out. Unless they've just decided to redirect that to standard error. Yeah, if you do the dash, it might send it out as standard error. Yeah, I've rambled on a while. Piped PAM sequence, pipe this, pipe that, pipe. No, just okay. This is a pipe. So it's pulse and this ALSA. Yeah, that cut out for a while. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I was all the way up in the R's when that cut out. Okay. Why? This might be what I might need to use. Something for another day. So that one actually I got to like 1700 blocks. I'm going to try the webcam one more time. So I'm going to try the webcam for a few minutes just to test that out, see if that's going on. Otherwise, if that doesn't work, I'm just going to throw it back to the countdown video and be done with it. So give me a minute to get this up and running, and hopefully it doesn't take. That should be receiving, and this should be working. It should be working. Okay, can you hear me? Yeah, I think it is working. Okay, as soon as I said that, it started buffering. So let me put something up on my screen. So I'm at about 48, 49, 50. Okay, so it seems to be working. It's not crashing. I've got a 15-second delay. Try to fix this. Maybe. Okay. So yeah, these blocks are not going in evenly. So I don't know if it's waiting till it has enough data to send as a block. So that's why I'm getting this buffering. And I'm not really sure what's happening with the camera. And the camera's slowly moving. Okay, that's a cool effect. Yes, I'm panning my camera. Oh, and now it stopped. Still need to do this more with this aluminum foil ball. Maybe I'll do that on the next installment of this while I test everything out. So right now this is only sending at 12 frames per second, which I'm getting that the stream is only receiving 684K instead of 2500K. Okay, so go back to analytics. I have 2 concurrent views, averaging 17, well, 6 viewers averaging 17 minutes. So, because I think it did a couple times when it crashed longer, it gave some issues. Let me check to see how the audio is. Okay, the audio is working. And I'm going to let this go. I want to try to get at least another 2 minutes with the audio. And if one of the 2 people that are on here go ahead and send anything in the comments, we can get some questions answered. That's something they should show in the analytics, but they don't, is how many viewers are logged in. I can see concurrent viewer, chat rate, and views. Yeah, chat rate. How is there anything in the chat rate? There's nothing in the chat. Unless that guidelines video is in the chat. That's weird. See, yeah, live chat and top chat and community moderation. Whoops, didn't want to click on that. Yeah, I wanted so many projects. I still have the project of, yeah, I'm going to throw that right next to an aluminum boil. That could be a problem. Is something to do with these batteries. Let's see. Participants. Okay, I'm the only participant in the chat, apparently. I didn't say anything, but apparently I'm a participant. There's either 2 or 3 likes, so somebody liked this video. Pop out chat, yeah, I can do that. Toggle timestamps. Let me see what that does. Test. Okay, in the studio, it added it with a timestamp. Oh, that's an option. I never did notice that. I actually never noticed that you can do that. That in the regular chat, you can add a that's something new. Okay, so we've been going on for just over an hour. The average is 16.25 times 6. About, I think once this gets rebuffered, it's going to be about 48 minutes. That's good enough for a live stream, I think. So, I don't know if I even want to watch this later to run some checks. For the most part, this has been a successful test. It has crashed a couple times. And if it crashes again, I'm just going to throw it to the countdown video and basically be done with it. So the highest I got was 1,771 blocks. So 400K times 1771 equals times 1024 is 725 megabyte. Yeah, because each block is, yeah, because it's characters, it's blocks, so it's 725. Divide by 1024, divide by 1024. Yeah, so 691 megabytes. And I am going to change to play around with that block size. And that will be it. So, okay. Yep. Look, I'm at 1024 blocks, so that's 400 megs. So it's I've sent several gigs worth of data to this stream. Yeah, let me throw this on. This is going to be fun to try to do. Let's see. Will the camera show what I am talking about? Is it showing? Possibly. Nope. Oh, yeah, and that's just white out. Yep. Never mind. Yeah, it's just complete whiteout. Yeah. Yeah, you really can't see anything. And the camera's still moving. And it's moving, and it's moving, and it's moving, and it's moving. Okay, I'm going to just go ahead and end it here and throw up that file, the video. For those that did continue to watch, thank you for watching, and have a great day.